Carbajal to Friday's Hamburger Hop, hosted by chefs Joe Flam and Sarah Gruenberg. From Saturday's Grand, hosted by Chef Stephanie Onsar, Karen Akunowitz, to Sunday brunch, chefs Art Smith, Raina Garcia, and Gernard Wells, and more. Food lovers, start your appetites this September. Get tickets now at chicagogourmet.org.
Right now at 3, famed Apollo 13 astronaut Jim Lovell has died. We're looking back at his life and the impact he had. And we're monitoring the canyon fire still burning near Lake Piru, the evacuation orders in place, and how the smoke is impacting air quality.
Thousands of students in Riverside County will start the new school year next week on a healthier note. I'm Christian Gossett is inside the new kitchen in Paris, where they're not only cooking fresh meals, but also teaching students the skills.
The NBC4 News at 3 starts with breaking news.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Annabelle Sedano. Let's get right to it. We're following that breaking news of the passing of astronaut Jim Lovell. He was best known for his role in Apollo 13. NBC4's Kathy Barra joins us live from the newsroom to talk more about his life and the impact he had.
One of the first men to orbit the moon, astronaut and space exploration icon Jim Lovell was 90 years old. Lovell was also the first astronaut to go to space 4 times, but he is perhaps best known as the commander of the near-tragic Apollo 13 to the moon. The mission was intended to be NASA's 3rd moon landing. Instead, disaster struck when one of the spacecraft's oxygen tanks exploded, leading to that infamous radio transmission, "Houston, we've had a problem here." Despite all odds, the crew returned safely home, and Lovell earned praise for his calm strength under pressure during that ill-fated flight. In a statement released today, his family highlighted Lovell's amazing life and career accomplishments, as well as his legendary leadership in pioneering human space flight. Lovell was selected to join NASA in 1962 as part of the agency's round of astronauts, a group that included Neil Armstrong. The story of Apollo 13 was brought to life again in 1995 when Tom Hanks portrayed Jim Lovell in the movie Apollo 13. And according to NASA, Jim Lovell spent a total of 715 hours in orbit during his career, which ended with his retirement in 1973. Annabelle, back to you.
All right, Katha. Thanks so much for that. Meantime, fire crews are making progress on the canyon fire, stopping most of the flames near homes, but evacuation orders remain in place. The fire continues to burn near Lake Piru and Castaic. More than 2,700 residents have been asked to evacuate. Our McCollum Medina is live near the front lines. We understand that you just spoke to some of those evacuees there.
We did, and a lot of folks here are certainly very excited that the fire is under control somewhat. They're breathing in relief. Firefighters telling us that they have partially contained about 25% from the perimeter of that fire controlled right now. Neighbors say they are thanking the 700 firefighters who have done a tremendous job as that fire inched toward some homes in this area. They were able to stop that fire from actually destroying homes. It did, however, destroy some property. Firefighters continuing to put out hotspots. You can see here working really throughout the night and most of the day. They are making sure any of the hotspots, especially those right next to homes, are certainly out. Look at this hillside. It is scorched by the fire, but it came dangerously close to a heck of a lot of homes, including one man who has lived here all his life.
House, nothing happened to the house.
Actually burned a couple of outhouses. Tell us about these structures actually that got destroyed.
Most of this was just a lot of old barn buildings, outbuildings, storage units. They'd been here for a very, very long time, but trees and stuff were just so thick behind it. It was save the house.
So
that was a little tense, a little intense watching. I was unable to It is the area last night, so I had to wait until this morning.
Tell us about the area. There hasn't been a fire here for a while, right? You think this could have been a lot of fuel
Back here.
Canyon mobile homeless were with an evacuee who had just came back home. You were evacuated. What time yesterday?
About 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
Sorry.
Yesterday when we left.
You decided to come back today. Tell us why.
I came by yesterday. He said, no, right now. He said, if you're a resident, you can come back now. So I'm going to go back, pick them up when we come back.
Just keep an eye on that fire.
Yeah, keep an eye on the smoke, and it looks pretty good right now.
Looks pretty good. Now, they certainly hope it stays that way. Again, about 2,700 people, though, still under some mandatory evacuations. Firefighters say the fire is in a more remote news. It is, however, burning near power lines, so we'll keep a very close eye on those. We are live. I'm McConnell in NBC4 News.
All right, Mac, thank you for that update. Well, light winds and smoke from the fire causing air quality concerns. We've been talking about it all week here. Shauna is here with your first report. Shauna.
Hi there, Annabelle. So we've added this fire from yesterday to the other 3 that we have burning locally, so the air quality is already impacted. If you take a look at the winds within that area, it's not too strong at this time, but it's enough to push the smoke up into the northeast direction. You live in Santa Clarita, you live in the high desert, you see the smoke. Quality alerts that will be till Sunday. I would not be surprised if this gets extended due to the fact that we have a very stagnant weather pattern movement going on. So if you live in the Inland Empire, the mountains, low desert, you're headed there this weekend, we do have that air quality and higher levels of O2 mixed in. So limit your time outdoors if you do live in any of these places. Tips to stay safe with this type of exposure. Inside if you can. Keep those windows and doors closed. If you have them, or head to mall or head somewhere that has those things. If you have to work, take your breaks and also wear a mask if you have it. The best one is N95 or the P100 this time. We'll let you know what else to see for the weekend, but that heat continues. It's been a hot one here this week. More on that weekend forecast coming up. Back to you.
All right, well, stay tuned. Thanks, Shauna. And we will, of course, continue to track the latest on the Canyon fire throughout the day. For the latest news and updates, download the NBCLA app. You'll also be able to get breaking news alerts sent straight to your phone. UCLA paid $1 billion in fines to settle anti-Semitism claims. Last week, the Trump administration began freezing hundreds of millions of dollars in federal grants because a DOJ lawsuit found the school violated federal anti-discrimination laws during protests last summer. Negotiations between both sides have been ongoing. James Milliken, the president of the University of California School System, said he's reviewing the Trump administration's $1 billion proposal. But in a statement, he said, quote, the payment of this bill would completely devastate our country's greatest public university system, as well as inflict great harm on our students and all Californians, end quote. Witnesses outside a Home Depot in Van Nuys pulled up and forcibly took several day laborers. This is not the first time at this location.
It's actually the 5th time they to this Home Depot and take people. It's very clear that they are attacking day labor centers and spaces where day laborers are in obvious defiance of the protective order which prohibits this.
And LA County Supervisor Lindsay issued a statement confirming several workers were taken by ICE. She wrote that the agents showed no warrants and that some car windows were smashed. She also echoes Megan Ortiz's writing the Trump administration is defying a court order to stop terrorizing immigrants. And we're following more. Cities are joining the lawsuit against the Trump administration and immigration raids. The lawsuit accuses ICE and Customs and Border Protection of engaging in racially profiling and unlawfully stopping people during immigration raids. Los Angeles, Santa Monica, and Pico Rivera were some of the first cities to join the original lawsuit filed last month. Long Beach is now added to that list. The city's mayor spoke during a press conference